Hello there. Today we delve into a topic that's often overlooked yet crucial for our overall well-being. That's right, we're talking about self-care for sexual wellness. Now, what exactly is sexual wellness, you may ask? It's a state of physical, emotional, mental, and social well-being in relation to sexuality. It's not merely the absence of disease or dysfunction. It requires a positive and respectful approach to sexuality and sexual relationships, and the possibility of having pleasurable and safe sexual experiences, free from coercion, discrimination, and violence. However, sexual wellness is often shrouded in taboo, making it a subject we tiptoe around or ignore completely. But it's time to break the silence. It's time to foster open conversations about our sexual health and well-being. Because after all, our sexual wellness is an integral part of our overall health. Now ask yourself, how often do you prioritize your sexual wellness? So, what exactly does sexual wellness entail? It's a term that we often hear, but what does it truly mean? Let's delve into the three crucial components that make up sexual wellness: the physical, the emotional, and the psychological aspects. First off, the physical aspect of sexual wellness. This isn't just about sexual activity itself. It involves understanding and being comfortable with your own body. It's about acknowledging and respecting your body's needs, desires, and boundaries. It takes into account the importance of regular health checkups, understanding the risks of sexually transmitted diseases, and the importance of protection. Remember, our bodies are our temples, and we should treat them as such. Next, we have the emotional aspect, an often overlooked but equally important component of sexual wellness. It's about the relationships we forge and the emotions we feel. It's the intimacy we experience with our partners, the love, the trust, and the mutual respect. It's about feeling safe and secure in expressing our desires and vulnerabilities. Emotional wellness in a sexual context is about fostering positive, healthy relationships that enrich our lives. Finally, we come to the psychological aspect, which ties into our mental and emotional well-being. This is about our attitudes, beliefs, and values regarding sexuality. It's about having a positive and healthy mindset towards sex, free from guilt, shame, or anxiety. It's about understanding that our sexual identity is a part of who we are, and accepting it without judgment or fear. These three components, the physical, emotional, and psychological, interact and intertwine in complex ways. They can affect other areas of our life, from our self-esteem and body image to our relationships and overall mental health. Ignoring one aspect can lead to imbalance and potential issues in our sexual wellness. So, as we journey through understanding sexual wellness, it's important to remember that all these components are essential. They're like the legs of a stool. If one is missing or shorter than the others, the stool will wobble and might even fall. Think about it. Are you nurturing all these facets of your sexual wellness? You may be surprised to learn that there are many misconceptions about sexual wellness. Are you ready to debunk some myths? Let's dive right in. One of the most common misconceptions is the notion that sexual wellness is only about the act of sex itself. This couldn't be further from the truth. Sexual wellness is a multifaceted concept that encompasses not just physical but also emotional, mental, and social aspects. It's about understanding and respecting your own sexual needs, desires, and boundaries, as well as those of your partner. Another myth is the belief that only people in relationships should care about sexual wellness. This is misleading. Regardless of your relationship status, sexual wellness is a key component of overall health and well-being. It's about self-care, self-love, and knowing your body. A particularly damaging misconception is the idea that sexual issues are a sign of personal failure. This is simply not true. Like any other aspect of health, sexual wellness can be affected by a range of factors, from stress and lifestyle choices to underlying medical conditions. It's not a question of personal worth or ability, but rather a matter of health that deserves attention and care. Let's debunk another myth, the belief that sexual wellness is the same for everyone. In reality, sexual wellness is a deeply personal and individual concept. What works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding what feels right for you, not conforming to societal expectations or norms. A final misconception to address is the idea that sexual wellness doesn't change over time. In fact, sexual wellness is a lifelong journey, not a fixed destination. It can evolve and change as we age, as our relationships change, and as we learn more about ourselves and our desires. Were you aware of these misconceptions? Did any of them surprise you? It's important to continually educate ourselves and challenge these myths for our own well-being and the well-being of those around us. So let's continue this journey together, debunking myths and embracing a holistic understanding of sexual wellness. Now that we've got a better understanding of sexual wellness, let's explore some self-care practices that can enhance it. First, let's talk about regular health checkups. You're probably aware that having an annual physical examination is a good practice. But did you know that sexual health examinations are just as crucial? It's important to have a candid conversation with your healthcare provider about your sexual activities, any concerns you may have, and the best ways to protect yourself and your partners. Now let's move on to diet. You might not immediately link what you eat to your sexual wellness, but there's a strong connection there. Consuming a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains can help maintain your overall health, including your sexual health. Certain foods, like dark chocolate and oysters, are even thought to have aphrodisiac properties. But remember, moderation is key. Next up, mindfulness. This is a practice that involves focusing on the present moment in a non-judgmental way. When it comes to sexual wellness, mindfulness can help reduce anxiety and increase body awareness. Techniques like yoga, meditation, and deep breathing exercises can all help you develop mindfulness. Whether you're alone or with a partner, take the time to really focus on the sensations you're experiencing. Finally, let's talk about communication. Open and honest dialogue with your partner is a cornerstone of sexual wellness. It's important to discuss your desires, boundaries, and any concerns you may have. This can foster a deeper emotional connection, which can in turn enhance your sexual relationship. If you're unsure of how to bring up the topic, consider seeking guidance from a therapist or counselor who specializes in sexual health. All these practices, regular health checkups, maintaining a balanced diet, practicing mindfulness, and open communication, are integral parts of self-care for sexual wellness. They're not just about improving your sexual health, but also about enhancing your overall well-being. Remember, everyone's journey to sexual wellness is unique. What works for one person may not work for another. It's important to find what works best for you and to be patient with yourself during this process. It's okay to seek help when you need it and to take things at your own pace. So, to wrap up, self-care for sexual wellness is about much more than just physical health. It's about emotional and mental well-being too. It involves taking care of your body, but also your mind and your relationships. It's a holistic approach that can lead to a more fulfilling and satisfying sexual life. Which of these self-care practices do you think you could incorporate into your routine? Wondering why you should prioritize sexual wellness? Let's talk about the benefits. Imagine your life as a garden. The more attention, care, and respect you give to it, the more it thrives. Sexual wellness is much like that garden. It's not just about physical pleasure or reproduction. It's an integral part of our overall well-being, and prioritizing it can bring about a multitude of benefits. Firstly, let's talk about improved physical health. When we engage in sexual activities, our bodies release hormones like oxytocin and endorphins. These hormones not only increase our feelings of happiness and reduce stress, but also help to boost our immune system. Moreover, regular sexual activity can improve cardiovascular health and even aid in better sleep. It's like a workout that doesn't feel like one, but with added benefits. Moving on, let's discuss emotional well-being. Sexual wellness is closely linked with our mental and emotional health. It provides us with a sense of self-confidence, self-acceptance, and overall happiness. It allows us to explore and understand our bodies, desires, and boundaries, fostering a healthy relationship with ourselves. It's like a mirror that reflects our inner world, helping us to understand ourselves better. Now let's touch on the benefits for our relationships. Prioritizing sexual wellness means creating open lines of communication with our partners about our desires and boundaries. This fosters trust, intimacy, and mutual respect, thereby strengthening our relationships. It's like building a bridge that connects two souls, fostering a deeper understanding and connection. Moreover, prioritizing sexual wellness can also lead to a more satisfying and fulfilling sex life. It allows us to explore and understand what brings us pleasure, leading to more satisfying experiences. It's like a journey that leads to unexpected destinations, bringing about joy and fulfillment. So you see, sexual wellness isn't just a single aspect of our lives, it's a holistic approach to our health and happiness. It's about understanding and respecting our bodies, our emotions, and our relationships. It's about creating a life that is not just about surviving, but thriving. Isn't it fascinating how something so personal can have such a profound impact on our overall well-being?